welcome to Lynn's Recipes. Today I'm making ganache covered cheesecake bars. There are three parts to this recipe: the crust, the filling, and the topping. To make this recipe, these are the ingredients that you will need. You'll need 27 Biscoff cookies, and when we grind them up, it'll equal 1.5 cups. You'll need 6 tablespoons of melted butter, 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. That's for the crust part of the recipe. For the filling part of the recipe, you're going to need 3 8-ounce packages of cream cheese, softened, an 8-ounce sour cream, 3 eggs, 2 tablespoons of all-purpose flour, a cup of granulated sugar, and a tablespoon of vanilla. And for the third and last part of this recipe, the topping, you will need an 8-ounce heavy whipping cream, 4 tablespoons of butter, 8 ounces of chocolate, and a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar. You will also need a 9x13 baking pan that has been sprayed with cooking spray. So to begin the recipe, we're going to put the cookies in the food processor and crush them up finely. Really good. So now what we'll do is we'll take them and we'll pour them back into our mixing bowl. Now we'll add our 6 tablespoons of melted butter and our 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. And we're going to stir this together until it's thoroughly incorporated. That looks really good. A few more lumps, get them out. Okay, now we're ready to pour it into our baking pan. The easiest way to do this is just to take your hands and spread it out into the bottom of the pan evenly. This is what it should look like when you've spread the mixture in the bottom of the pan. Now we're going to move on to the second part of the recipe. Now we're ready to move on to the second part of the dessert, which is the cream cheese layer. We've already put 2 of the 8-ounce packages of cream cheese into the mixer, and now I'm ready to put the third one in and the rest of our ingredients. Okay, that's all of the cream cheese in. We're going to put the 3 eggs, our 8 ounces of sour cream, a tablespoon of vanilla, a cup of granulated sugar, and 2 tablespoons of flour. And we'll just put that on, lower it, and start mixing. This needs to be thoroughly incorporated. Now I'm going to raise this up and scrape down the sides of the bowl to make sure that all the filling from the sides gets incorporated in to the rest of the ingredients. And we're going to put it back down and let it mix for a few more minutes. The second layer finished mixing in the mixer. And now what we're going to do is spread it on top of our cookie layer. Make sure we get it all on there and spread it out evenly. Now we're ready to put this in a 325-degree preheated oven for 45 minutes. Our Ganache cheesecake bars have been in the oven baking for 45 minutes at 325 degrees and have cooled completely. Now we're ready for the third layer, which is the Ganache topping. To make this, you're going to pour 8 ounces of heavy whipping cream and half a stick of butter into a saucepan. We're going to go to the stove and heat this until it's hot but not boiling. I have my stove turned on high heat in order to melt the butter into the heavy whipping cream. We're going to let this continue to heat up until it's very hot but not boiling. I've been stirring this mixture to keep it from sticking to the bottom of the pan, and it's hot, and now we're ready to take it over and mix it with our chocolate and sugar to finish our ganache topping. So now I'm going to take our chocolate chips, pour them in a bowl, and I'm going to pour hot cream and butter mixture over the chips, and take a whisk and start stirring to melt the chips. Our chocolate chips have completely melted. Now we're going to stir in our 1/4 cup of powdered sugar and get that fully incorporated into the chocolate. And that looks good. And the last step to making this dessert is to pour the ganache over the cheesecake bars. I'm going to spread this out just a little bit to make sure it gets all over. The final thing that we need to do is to put these in the refrigerator overnight before they're ready to serve. Our ganache covered cheesecake bars have been refrigerated overnight, and now we're ready to cut them, serve them, and show you what they look like. Take on a square. The first one's a little bit hard to get out of the pan. We'll do the best we can here. These are really delicious. I hope that sometime you'll get a chance to try them, and I hope that you enjoy them.